Welcome to Deep Think with Anurag, where we dive into life's big question. Today, we are exploring something that hits home for anyone who has ever struggled while pursuing your dream. Have you ever felt that sting of failing at something you worked so hard for? That hollow, gut wrenching feeling that makes you question about your own abilities? It's not an easy place to be. But here is a thought. What if failure isn't a setback but an opportunity? A better teacher than success could ever be. Here is an interesting fact. Some of the most celebrated figures in history, from Thomas Edison to Oprah Winfrey, faced failure, and not just once. Edison famously said he found 10,000 ways that didn't work before inventing a light bulb, and Oprah was fired from her first television job, told she was unfit for TV. Yet, these moments of failure taught them something invaluable, something success could never have provided. Success often celebrates the end product, but failure reveals the process, the grit, and the lesson embedded within. Let's imagine two scenarios. In one, a person works on a project and achieves instant success. No setback, no obstacle. They might feel accomplished but don't walk away with any significant learning experience because everything went smoothly. Now picture someone else who, after countless hours of effort, faces repeated setbacks, tweaks their approach, adapts, and learns something new each time they fall. When they finally succeed, they don't just have an achievement, they have a foundation of resilience, insights, and real growth. I will share a personal story here. Let me take you back to a time when I faced a career setback that hit me hard. I was leading a project at work, confident that everything was running smoothly. I had put in countless hours, checked every detail, and was sure it would be a success. But when result came in, it flopped. Completely missed the mark. It felt like a punch to the gut. For a while, I couldn't stop replaying what went wrong, wondering where I had failed. But looking back, that moment taught me one of the most invaluable lessons. Failure isn't the end, it's a feedback. That experience helped me understand the importance of flexibility, of listening more closely to feedback, and adjusting course before things spiral out. It made me a better problem solver. In fact, when I first started podcasting, one of my initial ideas did not resonate with listeners. But rather than giving up, I pivoted, took the lessons I learned, and I came back stronger. Sometimes the best outcome comes from the failure that teach us how to get it right. The failure taught me something no amount of success could: how to pivot, reflect, and ultimately grow stronger. The problem, though, is that the society rarely encourages us to embrace failure. We are told to hide it, avoid it, or worse, fear it. This mindset leaves us unprepared for the learning that failure offers. In the process, we lose out essential growth, the kind that only comes when we are faced with real challenges. When we fail, we are forced to ask ourselves tough questions, questions that peel away the layers and reveal part of ourselves we would never confront if we were always succeeding. Here is an insight that often gets overlooked. Failure doesn't just build character, it reveals the gap in your knowledge, our method, and even our perspectives. Each failure provides a unique lesson that refines us, much like how a blade is sharpened by friction. Success can make us complacent, but failure pushes us to ask why we stumbled. It challenges us to question, to learn, and to grow in ways that no smooth path could ever do. I remember of a quote which says, "A smooth sea never made a great sailor." So how do we use failure as a teacher? First, we need to normalize it, remove the stigma around it. Instead of viewing failure as an endpoint, let's start seeing it as a part of the process. Reflect on what went wrong, but don't let it define you. Analyze it, break it down, and search for the wisdom within. With every setback, ask, what can I learn from this? And how can this make me stronger or better prepared for the next attempt? Failure is only wasted if we ignore its lesson. Here is something you can try. After every significant setback, jot down 3 things you have learned. It could be something about the approach, your mindset, or even about how you handle challenges emotionally. This reflection will turn each failure into a stepping stone for success. When you look back, you will see how those moments struggle contributed to your growth, often far more than victories did. And remember, failure is just feedback. It's part of the journey, not the destination. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it shape you into someone wiser and more resilient. Think of it like this. Every failure is a story in itself, one filled with struggle, resilience, and growth. These stories are often the ones we remember, the ones we share with others. They hold the power to inspire not because of a flawless outcome, but because of the grit it took to overcome. Thanks for joining me on Deep Think with Anurag. I hope this episode has offered you a fresh perspective on failure, seeing it not as a shadow of success, but as an essential partner. Next time you stumble, take a moment to reflect on the lessons it's trying to teach. Because in the end, failure doesn't define you. What you do with it does. If you found value in today's episode, please consider following or subscribing. Let's keep learning, keep growing, and keep embracing every experience along the way. Until next time, take care and stay curious.